This is News at 6 on WCJB TV 20, your local station.
The Gainesville Police K-9 unit is now limited capacity with the help of Alachua County Sheriff's officials. TV 20's Alexis Goings explains ASO's role in making some of those changes.
It's great that they've agreed to do it. I mean, dogs in the right situation are a good thing.
Alachua County Sheriff's officials agreed to assist Gainesville Police Department in the rebuilding of their K-9 unit after the sergeant in charge stepped down. GPD is bringing the unit back in a limited capacity.
Due to the staffing shortages and dog shortages with GPD, we have offered to let them train with us and to assist them in training dogs, train on everything from tracking, explosive detection, narcotics detection, apprehension.
Both agencies received plenty of criticism from citizens within the last 2 years. GPD faced backlash for the Terrell Bradley mauling case and ASO for not lending their K-9 unit to assist in a homicide case in Gainesville in February. I spoke to many people in the nearby area where Terrell Bradley was mauled by a K-9 last July. A man who grew up with Bradley is calling for better training.
I was shocked. I was a little bit upset. As far as the K-9 units go, I ain't gonna say abolishing them gonna solve the problem, but because I'm pretty sure they need them for other things, but you need to have a better way of training, a better way to protect the people. While many people called for the unit to be abolished, others believe the unit is fine as is.
I don't see where it needs to be changed. They prove that they didn't do anything wrong, that they followed what was supposed to be done. And
ASO officials will provide K-9 training once a week and lend their K-9s to GPD from here on out. In Gainesville, Alexis Goings, TV 20 News.